Ayo, keep it high, keep it tight. It's Jamor's Review Guy back to bring you another video. And yes, I'm not dead yet. List week is finished, it's closed, and I thank you guys for the support over list week, but it's time to go back to album reviews, track reviews, music discussions with some gaming mixed in. And here's the thing. I stopped list week at a very good point because Friday, July the 13th, hope you guys had a good Friday the 13th, by the way, was quite a few big releases. And I was going back and forth on which one I wanted to upload and do first, so I just decided I was going to do this one because it was probably my most anticipated of all of them. So, of course, we're talking about Eternal Nightmare by Chelsea Grin. It was released on July 13th, Rise Records. And right off the bat, I'm getting a kind of older Chelsea Grin feel because you had albums like My Damnation and Self-Inflicted that were kind of shorter albums. They both ran about in the 30 minutes, and Self-Inflicted is like it's right around the same size as this album. Ashes to Ashes was a bit of an exception. That one was a much bigger album, and it got a little flack for that. But right off the bat, 11 tracks. It is 36 minutes, 51 seconds, so that's pretty cool. And it's deathcore, and yeah, it has some spoken word throughout. It's kind of strange how that works, but overall, this is the first album to feature Tom Barber, the previous vocalist for Lorna Shore, another pretty high-profile deathcore band, especially in the newer generation of deathcore bands. But Chelsea Grin was always there before, so it's kind of like apple oranges type of thing. But overall, I can sum up my thoughts on this album pretty well. So you had the three singles. You had See You Soon, Hostage, and Dead Rose. And here's my thoughts. I think that the other tracks on the album actually showcase this album better than the singles. Maybe that was intentional, but the final track on the album, Eternal Nightmare, and track 2, The Wolf, and I don't know, is it called No One Answered? Nobody Answered? That is a great track as well, but The Wolf really sticks out to me as an extremely heavy and extremely brutal, great song from start to finish that showcases that, yeah, this isn't how the band used to be. This is Chelsea Grin that is not Chelsea Grin. And I think that they play to their strengths, but they experiment enough to where this is a very heavy deathcore album. And it reminds me a lot, and I know I say this a lot, but this does remind me of Impending Doom, especially Impending Doom's new deathcore album that they released, the Sin and Doom Volume 2, which was wasn't that in late June, I believe, or it might have been July, but that one was a great album. And I think that this album is good. It's definitely stylistically different, and it's going to take some getting used to. But when you look past the fact that this isn't the same band, the Lorna Shore influence is undeniable, and the overall experimentation is undeniable, and it comes out as a good deathcore album that's a good listen. It's not too long, so if you're not a big fan of it, you don't have to worry about having to listen to it for a while. It's a solid deathcore release. Did it blow me away? At a couple points. The Wolf was something I did not expect to be as good as it was, and I have more respect for the track See You Soon now, which would be track 4. Across the Earth, that's another really good track. Just this whole album, very heavy, very brutal, very deathcore, and from start to finish was an enjoyable listen. It didn't necessarily blow my socks off as a deathcore album. It's pretty just run-of-the-mill deathcore, but it has that little spice of kind of extra heaviness that is added from Tom Barber, and the band sometimes plays so fast that it almost borders on like some grind territory. It's not grindcore, but it definitely borders on there sometimes with the playing, especially on the song like The Wolf, where it's just like so fast, or the track Nobody Listened, or Nobody Answered. One sec, I think I have the list right over here. Let's see. I think it's Nobody Listened, it says. But overall, this is a fast album, and like I said, sometimes it's super fast, super heavy, very grindish, and I can definitely respect the band for doing that. Obviously, it's not grindcore, it's deathcore, but I like the experimentation. I like the fact that they tried some different things, and overall, I'm going to give this album an 8 out of 10. Because it's a good deathcore album. It didn't necessarily blow me away like the Impending Doom one did, album, but it's a good deathcore release, and if you're into this music, I feel like you'll be into this album. But anyways, guys, let me know what you thought of in the comment section below, and I will shout your channel out if you comment, like the video, be subscribed. Subscribe if you haven't, it helps me out a lot, and liking videos, viewing all the way, helps me out a lot. So, anyways, I'll talk to you tomorrow or whenever. My name is J Morse Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.
Oh no, what your mama gonna say when I tell her that I broke no heart? It's just things not the way that they used to be. Oh no, now you crying on the bathroom floor and I guess it's the end. Well, I lost my mind and I lost my best friend.